Hello, hello. Happy Equinox. I'm your Cosmic Auntie, and I hope that this shift in seasons is bringing in great blessings for you. I'm in the Northern Hemisphere, so I am entering into the autumn equinox. I'm experiencing the autumn equinox, but those of you in the Southern Hemisphere are experiencing the spring. And I do have a lot of Australian people who follow me, which is so wonderful. I've always felt really called to Australia. So one day maybe I will be doing an equinox report from down under. Let's hope. Let's all manifest. Okay, so I've got my scales. I'm recording this at the end of Virgo season and just about to begin Libra season. So this is a powerful time on the planet where there's equal parts day as night. So things are being brought into balance and then shifting into a new season. So in celebration of that, I'm using a unique deck called the Tarot of Light and Shadow, and it's two full tarot decks combined, one for the expression of light energy, the way that energy is exported and shared and expressed, and then one fully for shadow energy, how that intuition, how we feel, that internal process, our shadow, right? Our internal energy. So let's jump into this and see what's coming through for the equinox. Before any cards come out, something did pop into my mind, and right before I pressed record, and it was shifts and balances, and it was kind of like in the way that you would say checks and balances. So this is a time I feel it's a time of review, of reflection, of release, bringing things into balance and preparing ourselves for the next season alongside the earth, as we are natural beings, we are earth beings. And just as the earth has seasons, we do too, and everything is connected. So as here in the Northern Hemisphere, the light starts to become shorter and we enter into the dark, cooler times, the leaves are starting to fall, things are starting to tuck in for winter. You in the Southern Hemisphere, certain things are coming alive again, the light is becoming longer. So we too experience that energy as we tuck in here in the Northern. We start to prepare for the darker season. We prepare to become more introspective, whereas you in the Southern Hemisphere are coming out into this more expressive, active energy in some form or another. So what have you grown? What are you harvesting right now? What are you reflecting on right now in regards to what you have been cultivating? Where have you gotten in your cultivation? How are you celebrating your harvest right now? Because yes, it is a new season. The Strength card and the Nine of Wands. So something that you have been cultivating is like just right at the brink of reaching the next level, bringing something into completion here. you've stayed with something for quite some time. You've learned, you've interact with it. You've learned how to like master something. It's taught you a lot about mastering something within yourself. Your temperance, yeah. Being this alchemist. Wow, High Priestess. So with the Seven of Serpents in this deck, which is the Seven of Pentacles, this is a card of inventory taking. What has worked? What hasn't worked? What are you bringing forward in this next season? What are you leaving behind? What are you harvesting? Enjoy that harvest. And yeah, this is a time of preparation for a new season with the Death card here. Really reflect on how strong you have been. You know, the way I say like mastered something, right? It's like she's taming the snake. She's taming the snake, and that takes time, that takes relationship building. And so there's a lot that you've learned about yourself. And there's a lot coming to fruition, coming to a close. So there's this sense of alchemy, really alchemizing, being in the present, alchemizing the past and the future, and combining it into the moment, and really tuning into your intuition. This is, I'm talking, wow, it's just so profound. Okay. Five of Cups. So what has been a disappointment? How is it that you can learn from that? And how can you carry that learning forward? This is the alchemical process right now. Like really at this time, tap into your intuition, really be with yourself. And don't forget to reflect on how strong you are, like how far you have come, and you've stuck with something. And in a sense, it's like you've stuck with yourself. And this is where this like evolving is coming from, this evolution. Three of Wands. So this is really bringing your dreams to life here. This is really bringing your intentions to life, your manifestations, and it coming from deep from within yourself. Alchemizing it with like taking that action in the physical to start maneuvering and experimenting, applying the wisdom that you've gained from this past like chapter, what has come to be so far. This is the Nine of Wands. About what you've done so far. Learning from the disappointments, learning from the setbacks, learning from the stumbles and quote-unquote failures, but they are not failures. I know that they can feel that way, and it's important to feel the feelings and have that also be incorporated into the alchemy, right? But not letting them take over. That's where the strength comes in, or is becoming like very strong in regards to like managing and like emoting and feeling your feelings, but being very like strong and compassionate for yourself, right? Seven of Swords. Oh, interesting. So I feel like the feelings of the energy just took a turn, and it feels like it's important to say to watch out for any self-sabotage. and, you know, shatter those illusions with your intuition, knowing full well, like, you trust yourself, not letting anything pop up in the way and distract you from calling in what you want, showing up as you are and as the person that you want to be every day and the person that you want to become. So checks and balances. Temperance is about balance, review, reflect, release, bring things into balance as the earth is coming into balance, equal light, equal day, equal light, equal dark. So we too can bring ourselves into balance and prepare ourselves for a new season. And as that like happens, like that brink of entering a new season and really like taking a further step and releasing what needs to be released, old stuff can come back, kind of like an instant replay watching like a sports game, like a highlights reel. And that's what it feels like, is there's lots that can kind of jump up and try and spook you, but with the High Priestess here and the strength, I know that you got this, right? Like, these are the things that you've been working through in this last season. It's like, you know what these are, and you know how to tame them, which is awesome. And also too, this could be happening externally as well, like where there's kind of tricky behavior and finding yourself feeling like drained, or like that your power is being like drained from you in some way. This is something that you also know. You know of, and you know how to handle. And if that can be a reminder to you too, like sometimes it can be helpful to be like, oh, I actually know what this is. I know what this is, and I know how to handle it. And as you do that, like, feel really proud of yourself, okay? Like, it can feel really empowering to have those things come up again and them not spook you as much, right? Because of all of the internal work that you've been doing, all of the work in the world that you're doing, all the growing that you've done, like everything, and all the learning, and being able to demonstrate that learning in the face of like the very thing that was the catalyst for this like kind of death energy, this transformation. So very interesting, very interesting. Let's actually get some oracle cards. Perfect storm, the courage to step into life. It is time to step into a new season, just as the earth is doing. Like Virgo says, bringing the last chapters into wholeness, reflecting, and transmuting all of that information into wisdom to carry into the next season. Releasing anything, releasing the rest, right? Being the alchemist in your life, experimenting, tapping into your desires, your intentions, and keep doing things to bring that into life, bring that to life into the world so that we all can interact with it, because the world needs your magic. And I can tell, I'm talking to people that are very creative and are very dedicated and have stuck with things and have incredible skills to share with the world. And then we have in the hand, the universe is your partner. You are supported. The High Priestess, right? This is our deep internal knowing. This is our powerful intuitive energy. And there's a sense of trusting your intuition with the direction that you are going, and the direction that you're called to do, and the things that you deemed necessary to let go of, and really embodying your power, your strength, learning from your mistakes, learning from disappointments, learning from loss, learning from your sadness, learning from just past disappointments. Bringing that into the mix, because there's so much that has been learned from that, and I feel like the universe is just so proud of you, and it's just got you, okay? It's just got you. You can fall into this next season, my darling, and just know that you'll be caught, okay? That you are loved, and that you're backed up as you have the courageous energy to step into life. Enter this new season, all the wiser, all the newer, all the fresher. So much to experience in a new season, right? But there's wisdom that we do bring into it as well, that helps us along the guiding path, right? On the unfolding path. Let's get you a postcard from Spirit for the equinox. Dear, dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go. Feel the way that you want to feel and find peace and security, but you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life, but first you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. It's easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits, that something new will open, and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, you are really looking for is spirit. The connection is where the power, the peace, the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We've got you. Loving you so, so much. So this is a time of release, emptying, letting spirit fill you, guide you, tune into your inner compass, interact with spirit, interact with the universe, explore into where you feel guided. What have you learned from the past? What do you like? What do you not like? What works? What doesn't work? What were the emotions that you felt? And all of this stuff, alchemizing it into the unknown. So there's a power in surrender. But I was just saying to a friend the other day, right? Going with the flow, down the river kind of thing. You're not just completely at the mercy of the river. You go with it, you interact with it, but you have tools, right? You have an oar. You have a way of directing yourself. You have a way of interacting with the flow while also going with it, right? Libra is all about relationship building, right? So we have to leave room for the others. So when we our life experiencing itself, there's a sense of leaving room for life to do what it do, because it do, right? And we respond and we navigate it, but we also have agency, we have free will, we have intention. So finding the balance with that, right? While being very clear about your intentions, your desires, and manifesting them. It's also leaving room to observe what life do, where the universe brings, kind of thing, and just tapping. I hope I'm making sense. It's like that co-creative energy. So very beautiful. I hope that this was helpful in some way. I love you very much, and I wish you a beautiful equinox. I'll catch you in the next one.